Was this the most influential show ever made that itself was not a monster hit? Like, I don't doubt that Seinfeld was a bigger influence, but it made billions of dollars. Nobody got rich off of Mystery Science Theater 3000. And yet, I'm going to guess that basically every single comedy writer over a certain age was absolutely obsessed with this show back in the 90s. Meanwhile, the show itself was constantly under the threat of cancellation. It actually did get canceled at least once. And none of the people involved went on to become Hollywood superstars, as far as I know. But fans of this show would go on to absolutely dominate the early internet and help shape what that entire landscape looks like. And that's the crazy thing. If you tried to show an episode to a kid in high school now, I think they would say, so what? It's another React video. It's three comedians watching an old bad movie and making fun of it, right? They would say that's 90% of the stuff I watch. It's just guys on Twitch and YouTube and elsewhere just watching clips and talking about them. But not only was this groundbreaking when they did it, but they didn't just watch it live and react. They would spend a week with each of these films, writing jokes to go into every single silent moment and pause. They would go in with an incredibly detailed script, creating this perfect clockwork machine of comedy. And they would intentionally do jokes that were so obscure that they knew only 5% of the viewers would get them. But that was part of what made the show so mesmerizing and part of why an entire generation of comedians were obsessed with it. Because you would be watching them riff on this movie and then suddenly they would reference a single local TV commercial that you saw 20 years ago and thought you were the only one. And it was absolutely wild for fans to see 10 years after this show was canceled how early YouTube would be full of guys trying to recreate this for themselves, including doing the costumes and skits in between the commentary, specifically imitating the low-rent aesthetic of Mystery Science Theater 3000 with props that look like somebody made them in their garage. When I watched this show at the time, I thought all of these guys were going to go on to be on Saturday Night Live or host The Tonight Show. They didn't go on to become Hollywood stars, and I don't think they really tried to do that. When the show finally got canceled in 1998 or so, they all just took to the internet to keep trying to do versions of it. As I speak, they're trying to do a Kickstarter to do 4 more episodes of MST3K, and they've already raised $2.2 million or so. Out here competing in a landscape of YouTubers and podcasters that they basically raised. I would not be the person I am today without Mystery Science Theater 3000. And I don't just mean I wouldn't be doing this work. I would be a completely different person.